Yudias took the darkness and made it work for him, but at the cost of terrifying a park. Also, what the hell is that purple-haired girl doing on Ziaon's home planet right after we see the green darkness mist appear behind it? Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today we're talking all things episode 71 of the Yugioh Go Rush anime series. A fantastic episode of Go Rush that sees the conclusion of the Ziaon versus Yudias duel, Zion's backstory, which sets his character up, but also another character for a more important role moving forward, one also showcasing an evil Yudias and two amazing fusion monsters. Let's talk about all of that and more coming up. So I want to start off by talking about the character Epoch. As throughout this duel, she has been terrified, and who could blame her? She's had this looming fear of being turned into a piece of furniture, hovering over her the entire duel. She's been fearful of her friends getting hurt on her behalf, and, well, Space White Yugioh and Deep Space White Yugioh are crazy, intimidating monsters. Then, on the other hand, we have Yudias, a man so chivalrous that he'll even use the power of darkness to win if it's to save a friend. Now, on that topic of darkness, we know that Epoch was scared of Darkness Yuamu back when that happened. And this was really bad at the time, but looking at the two darkest fusion monsters that we've been given, i.e. the Red Blue variant and now Galactica Oblivion, we can see some massive differences. Darkness Galactica Oblivion is a lot more menacing and terrifying looking. This would trigger a psychological effect for Epoch. As Yudias has been the source of light for Epoch in showcasing her, the dueling can be fun, and also a great way for her to grow and develop. But now that hope and that fun in dueling that she's been seeing, plus a little bit of her friendship with Yudias, has now been clouded, as the darker side of Yudias is haunting her mind. So it's going to be really interesting to see how she reacts to Yudias moving forward. And I loved the little bit of detail that we got at the end of the episode, where she wasn't with UTS in the aftermath with Zion. Instead, she was huddled up, cowering in fear inside her room. Now, while we just mentioned Darkness Galactica Oblivion, I want to give my thoughts on this monster, as seeing this monster was insane, and instantly I thought of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. In terms of like the design and colours that they've used. We got like some whip sprouting out of it, and we got the tongue sticking out. Plus, if we look at the effect, it's kind of like the upgraded version, Reedy Venom Fusion Dragon, in how that effect allows you to drop your opponent's monster's attack to 0, much like how Darkness Galactica Oblivion reduces your opponent's monsters by its original attack power. However, you can also make the argument that it's more like Dark Rebellion XC's Requiem, in terms of it also gaining the effect to negate, like Galactica Oblivion, Darkness version, allows you to negate continuous effects. But it's neither here or there. And I can also be wrong, but this is the first time that we've seen an effect monster that allows the use of the fusion summon without the use of a spell card in Rush Dueling. Now then, let's move on and talk about the purple-haired girl, or the girl with the pink M hairpin, or whatever her name is. We need to talk about her, as I've been saying from the start that she's going to have a more pivotal and important role within the show, and it looks like we might be slowly getting that, and I'm hyped about seeing it, because we've seen her everywhere now, working all different types of jobs. But now she appears where the darkness is creeping in, as there's a planet far from Earth that kind of indicates she shouldn't be there. Like, we've always seen her on Earth. I think we saw her in the future as well, in a sort of Chinese-looking dress, where she's a bit older and more taller, but I could be wrong. But seeing her on the Zion's home planet was just weird in of itself. But the fact that she does accompany that dark green mist that we've been seeing makes me think that she's the original Oko girl, a character that's multiple versions of herself scattered across the Go Rush universe. This character has always been a mystery, but now the mystique and interest within her character has skyrocketed, and I can't wait to learn more. But if we take another look, the reason why I say there could be multiple variants of this character is because we see that she was turned into a table in Zion's flashback. But then as soon as Zion was already on Earth, we see Yudias and Yuhi talking to her as she's in a human form. So it's either she got turned back, or there are multiple versions of her, scattered across different planets. Now Zion is a character that radiates passion. After seeing his backstory and learning of his goals, it's clear that he's very passionate about his craft/shop. And like any businessman, he takes pride in his work, which is why, after the Kamijo Gear Company refuses to help him, it hurts that pride of his, thus twisting this pride and his feelings of joy into despair and resentment, creating the antagonist that we know of in Zion. But also, I like how it wasn't just the business that Zion was passionate and enthusiastic towards, as we learned that he's very kind and caring towards his staff. His staff were important to him, and we know this from two different things. Number one, he was fearful about the fact that with the shop closing, it would cause loads of his employees to lose jobs, and they would struggle afterwards. But also, we saw the amount of joy and happiness on his face after the Lug freed them from their ice captivity. Now this whole showcasing of Zion liking his employees and being passionate about his craft, which is an excellent way for us to showcase that he isn't inherently evil, but just kind of misguided and down the wrong path for what he wanted to do. Overall, it was a bit disappointing to see that his antagonistic ways were quickly washed away, but I think thanks to the backstory focusing around him wanting to have a successful business, but then being denied, and thus making his visions and dreams less reachable, was quite effective. I thought the backstory was good for the character, and it showcased a level of humanism from him as well, because it's relatable. We've all wanted to chase our dreams and make them a reality, but just like that, the support that we require could deny us, and that does rock us. We can either get back up and take the high ground and kind of, persevere positively, or we can get knocked down and return negatively, and that's exactly what happened here. But if anyone can make you rethink your life choices, even when being semi-possessed by darkness, it's gotta be Yudias. And all Zion needed was a reality check, and I kinda like that. It was simple, effective, yet good to the point. The whole reasons for his powers were a bit odd. It turned out that he ate a gear, and together with a bit of darkness's influence, it gave him the ability to turn people into furniture. Okay, sure, whatever. But oh my god, Deep Space White Dragio is an amazing boss monster. I loved how we needed 3 Space White Dragios to fusion summon this thing, as it was a reference to needing 3 pieces for the maximum 4. The summoning animations were identical to the maximum counterpart, even from the creation by having the vines entangle and making the heads and the neck, to Zion doing Nail's actions and poses. This was glorious. I love this monster. I love the fact we had some nod back to the maximum version and back to Nail's character. All of it was just fantastic. Now, really quick about the next episode preview. It shows UTS in a room with upside down staircases and all sorts of directions, you name it. Now, could this be a Millennium Puzzle reference? As we know, within Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, within Yugi's puzzle, the layouts are very similar. So, I wonder, could it be? Or is it just me overthinking things? So yeah, overall, I love this episode. It was a good character building episode to continue to grow characters, develop them, and showcase them. The plot is moving forward slowly, with Yudias now having enough rush battler points to progress through to the tournament, which we kind of guessed already needed to happen, and we got it right. Zion had enough points. Now, granted, with this tournament, it is feeling secondary, so I'm really hoping that not next episode, because we're having another sidetrack episode with Yugioh versus Misku, which is awesome, but I do want to get back on track with this tournament and kind of see how everything's going to come together. But overall, I'm looking forward to things moving forward. Let me know your thoughts on this episode and anything that I've missed in the comments down below. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Hit like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Alligator, madane. Goodbye.